Who must yield when a driver is turning and a pedestrian is crossing without a traffic light? A. Whoever started moving last. B. The driver. C. Whoever is slower. D. The pedestrian. B. The driver. Drivers must yield to pedestrians when they are crossing at any intersection without a traffic light, whether or not there is a crosswalk. When you are in a line of traffic that is crossing a railroad track that has no signals or gates. A. You have the right of way and do not need to check for trains. B. You may pass slower drivers while crossing the track. C. You need to make sure there is space for your vehicle to get all the way across the tracks without stopping. D. All of the above. C. You need to make sure there is space for your vehicle to get all the way across the tracks without stopping. If you are following another vehicle at a railroad crossing, check to make sure you have enough room to get all the way across before you drive onto the tracks. You should never try to pass another vehicle as you approach or cross a railroad crossing. Always check for trains before crossing any railroad tracks. Smoking and preparing to smoke while driving. A. Do not affect driving abilities. B. Help maintain driver alertness. C. Are distracting activities. D. Are not distracting activities. When is it illegal to drive below the speed limit? A. When driving slowly disrupts the normal flow of traffic. B. When in heavy traffic in a construction zone. C. Only when driving in rural areas. D. When driving under adverse weather conditions.
Want to ace your DMV test? Go to cheatsheets.com and get your guaranteed cheat sheet.
Parental consent to conduct breath, blood, and urine tests is A. Not required. B. Required from only one parent. C. Required for people under 16 years old. D. Required from both parents. A. Not required. If you are underage and are arrested and detained for blood, breath and/or urine testing, parental consent to conduct these tests is not required, however, the police will notify your parents of the arrest. The risk of hydroplaning can be reduced by driving A. Through shallow water. B. More quickly. C. More slowly. D. Through deep water. C. More slowly. Because hydroplaning is caused by driving too quickly in wet conditions, the risk of it happening can be reduced by driving more slowly. When approaching a stopped school bus with its red lights flashing and its stop arm extended, you must A. Stop 5 feet away from the bus. B. Stop only if you see children are present. C. Stop and remain stopped until it appears safe to proceed. D. Stop and remain stopped until the red lights stop flashing and the stop arm has been withdrawn. If someone is driving aggressively behind you, you should A. Try to get out of the aggressive driver's way. B. Stare at the driver as he or she is passing you. C. Speed up as he or she is passing you. D. Block the passing lane. A. Try to get out of the aggressive driver's way. If you encounter an aggressive driver, you should make every attempt to get out of their way. You should avoid making eye contact with a hostile driver. Challenging a hostile driver by speeding up may only make them angrier, thereby increasing their danger. When driving near a blind pedestrian who is carrying a white cane or using a guide dog, you should A. Slow down and be prepared to stop. B. Take the right of way. C. Proceed normally. D. Drive away quickly. A. Slow down and be prepared to stop. When driving near a blind pedestrian who is carrying a white cane or walking with a guide dog, you must slow down, yield the right of way, and then proceed with caution. Be prepared to stop your vehicle in order to prevent injury or danger to the pedestrian. If a police officer requires you to take a blood, breath, or urine test, you A. may choose which test you prefer. B. must sign a consent form. C. may refuse if underage. D. must take the test or your license will be suspended. D. must take the test or your license will be suspended. If the police arrest you for driving while under the influence of alcohol or drugs and you refuse to take one or more chemical tests of breath, blood, or urine, your driving privilege will be automatically suspended for 1 year. This suspension will remain in place even if you are found not guilty of driving under the influence. The posted speed limit shows A. only a recommended driving speed. B. the exact speed at which you must travel to avoid a ticket. C. the maximum safe driving speed under ideal road and weather conditions. D. the maximum safe driving speed under all road conditions. C. the maximum safe driving speed under ideal road and weather conditions. A speed limit sign shows the maximum legal driving speed for the stretch of highway where it is posted. Driving safely may require you to travel more slowly than the posted limit. When conditions are less than ideal, drivers should slow down. Highway hypnosis is a driving condition that can result from A. staring at the roadway for long periods of time. B. frequent rest stops. C. too much sleep the night before your trip. D. short trips on expressways. A. staring at the roadway for long periods of time. Highway hypnosis happens when you stare straight ahead at the roadway for long periods of time and stop actively scanning ahead, behind, and around your vehicle. This can lead you to zone out, making you very likely to crash into traffic slowing or stopping ahead of you. The top type of vehicular crash involving 16-year-old drivers in Pennsylvania is A. single vehicle run off the road. B. being sideswiped on an interstate. C. driving in reverse on a side street. D. driving on the shoulder of a highway. When you see the sign, it means A. there is an object on the roadway. B. traffic is coming from the right. C. the road is curving sharply to the left. D. there is a merge point ahead. C. the road is curving sharply to the left. Chevron signs like this indicate that the road curves sharply in the direction indicated by the chevron, in this case, to the left. There may be several chevron signs placed throughout a curve. If you are stopped by a police officer, you should A. unbuckle your seat belt and lower your window. B. get your paperwork ready before the officer reaches your car. C. stay in your vehicle with your hands on the steering wheel and wait for the officer to approach you. D. get out of your car and walk toward the patrol car. C. stay in your vehicle with your hands on the steering wheel and wait for the officer to approach you. If you are stopped by the police, keep your hands on the wheel and ask any passengers to keep their hands in view as well. You should remain in the vehicle unless the police officer asks you to get out. Wait until the officer asks you to retrieve your driver license, registration, and insurance cards. The minimum drinking age in this state is age A. 10. B. 20. C. 21. D. 18. C. 21. The legal drinking age in Pennsylvania is 21. While driving, you come upon a sign displaying the words, reduced speed, 35 miles per hour. This means, A. That the new 35 miles per hour speed limit begins at this sign. B. That the new 35 miles per hour speed limit begins at the next speed limit sign. C. That you have plenty of time to slow down before the reduced speed zone. D. That you should reduce your speed to 35 miles per hour, but only under poor weather conditions. A. That the new 35 miles per hour speed limit begins at this sign. Reduced speed signs inform drivers that they must reduce their speeds. If a new speed limit is posted on one of these signs, the new speed limit begins at the sign. On a two-lane street, your vehicle is being followed by a fire engine that is not using its emergency signals. You should A. Continue to drive in a normal manner. B. Stop as quickly as you can. C. Speed up to get out of its way. D. Slow down, move as far to the right as possible, and stop. A. Continue to drive in a normal manner. If you are being followed by an emergency vehicle that is not using its siren or flashing lights, you do not need to clear a path. Continue driving in a normal manner.